Coach Nick Saban. The Crimson Tide will host Auburn on Saturday at 2:30 Central on CBS. To ask a question for Coach Saban, please press *1 on your telephone's keypad now. Coach, first and foremost, I hope you are well. If you could take a moment to comment on your team and the news this morning as you enter the Auburn game.
Coach is ready.
Coach, good morning.
Hello?
Coach, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for being with us. I hope you're well. Could you please just give us some comments on the news this morning and your team as you begin to prepare for Auburn?
Yeah, well, we've been preparing since Sunday. But, yeah, I was informed this morning that I had tested positive. It was a PCR test, which was different than, the false positive I had before. I don't really have any cardinal signs of the virus right now. I don't have a fever, no loss of taste or smell, no fatigue, no muscle aches. I informed the team this morning at 10 on a Zoom call, and I'm the only person in the whole organization who tested positive on this, round. So I'm still going to do everything possible relative to our team for Saturday's game with Auburn. Participate in meetings and, watch practice and all that, from home in isolation, which I did before. And, Sark will kind of oversee, things in the building, in my absence. But, the last time I did this for 3 days, I absolutely did everything that from home that I did at the office, just did it on Zoom. So, but anyway, the Auburn game's obviously a most important game, and we hate it that this situation occurred. But as I've said many times before, you got to be able to deal with disruptions, in this year, and our players have been pretty mature about doing that. And so we just want to carry on the best we can. They've got a very good team, and they're playing really well right now, so it'll be a real challenge for us. And we just got to continue to have great preparation so we put our players in the best chance to have a chance to be successful.
Coach, your first question will come from David Pascal of the Chattanooga Times Free Press.
Hey, Nick. Hope you get better soon and feel well. You said Sark will handle things. Does that mean he'll handle how will the game day situation transpire Saturday as far as coaching roles?
Well, as it is right now, if you tested positive, you can have no communication with the sidelines, as I understand it. So, Sark's been a head coach for many years and very successful at it. He'll still continue to call the plays, and we won't really change anything other than the fact that, some of the administrative game day decisions he'll have to be involved in. So we really will discuss that more. We had discussed it, when I went through this 3-day hiatus before the Georgia game. We discussed exactly how we'll do that, but we'll be a little more specific about that later in the week.
And then one question about the actual game. Why are these teams so good at defensive touchdowns?
Well, you're talking about our defense and their defense?
Exactly. It seems like y'all get those in bunches and have been doing that again this year, and obviously that factored into last year's outcome.
Yeah. Well, they had 2 pick sixes last year, so that was a big deal in the game, and they've gotten like 4, I think, turnovers in the red zone that were big, for them this year. And I just think it's, all about players, staying disciplined, when they get in those situations and executing. And, when you execute, you give yourself the best opportunity to have a chance to make plays. So that's definitely, what they do. They're well coached. Kevin Steele does a really good job with them. And, their players play hard and they're disciplined and they execute well. And that's how you make plays.
Thank you.
Next is AP Statham of WHEP.
Good morning, Coach, and happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, and I hope you get better very soon. Coach, you're welcome. Coach, I wanted to know, what has Najee Harris meant to this program off and on the field?
Well, Najee's outstanding person. Really a hard worker. Such a good example in terms of how he practices and how he goes about his work every day. Guy is a relentless competitor when the game comes in terms of how he competes and how he plays, and I think it really impacts and affects a lot of other people in the organization and on the team. And he's been a very consistent performer for us, and he's done a great job for us this year.
Thank you, Coach.
Next is Mike Rodak of AL.com.
Yeah, Nick, you mentioned that you don't have any of the cardinal symptoms of COVID. The statement did say you have some mild symptoms. Are you able to say, what those symptoms are and when they started? Just a little bit of maybe runny nose, but nothing really. I feel fine. I don't really have anything significant. I don't have a fever or any of the tests that they've, attempted to do. So, don't really have anything of significance.
Next is Steve Moulton, WZZN.
Coach, certainly hope you get better soon. With this scenario now being in play, is there a coach that maybe who's not normally either on the sideline or in the box that may be given an opportunity on Saturday?
We haven't made that decision yet, so we kind of do it day by day. I have a coach that is not a full-time coach that I communicate with on the field, during practice, and so if there is something that he can communicate it to the coaches. So he's not really coaching the players. But we haven't made those decisions as of yet. So it's just really happened in the last, hour and a half.
And talking with Coach Pruitt last week about Auburn's offense and really how they look a little different from Gus to Chad, I'm wondering maybe what you've seen out of Auburn's offense and maybe a wrinkle or two, how they look different from last year to this year, Coach.
Well, they're, very, very good. They're doing a really good job of executing, scored a lot of points against LSU. And, once they got sort of going against Tennessee, they had a tough time stopping them. Very good on third down. They're doing, more things that are a little bit different, a lot more empty, still doing some of the same things. You can tell that there's still some influence there from Gus, and Gus is a really good coach. So the combination of these two guys, together, they put together some, really difficult things to defend, and it's very challenging, and their players are doing a really good job of executing. So, and the quarterback has, played extremely well, and this is a very good team.
Thank you, Coach. Get better soon.
Coach, we'll finish you up with Heather Dinich of ESPN.
Nick, I know you said you were the only person in the whole organization who tested positive, but are there any other coaches, staff members, or players who might have to miss the game because of contact tracing? And do you know, by any chance, where you might have gotten this?
No, I have no idea. I'm around nobody. I go home and I go to the office. So, I have no idea. Now, there are some people in and out of our house, on occasion, but I have no idea how this happened. I really don't know. We really practice social tracing, social distancing, all the things that we need to do to be safe. I mean, we're always 6 feet apart in meetings, whether we have staff meetings in large rooms. Everyone is required, and we all wear masks. Players all wear masks in meetings. So they will obviously do contact tracing, but that's up to the contact tracer as to whether he sees any issues. But so I can't really say what the decision will be based on that. But based on how we manage things internally in the building, I can't see any issues with coaches and players. But that's up to them.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you for your time. Be well.